So, don't mind me whispering. It's about 3 in the morning. I just put my 1 month old to bed, and my other daughter's also sleeping. And I'm sitting here at my parents' house, still here, 2 kids. Um, and I'm just thinking about a lot. And I'm pretty sure COVID has basically affected everyone in every way possible, whether it's from getting sick, having somebody in your family being sick, um, to losing your job or getting hours cut, struggling to pay simple things, getting food, your bills, your rent, etc. This can go on. And you know, earlier in the year, yes, I got sick, and I'm very, very much thankful to be better, to have had a short, minimal experience, although it was still very rough. It was something quick, and I was able to go back to work, everything fine. My pregnancy, I was able to work. I had a couple complications, but now that I'm here, sorry if you guys hear my baby. She's been a little fussy trying to learn to poop and fart. Learning starts at 1 month. So as I'm sitting here, trying to take care of my daughter, my newborn baby, and my other daughter, and no job because I'm supposed to be on maternity leave, but for some reason I went ahead and started a maternity leave claim maybe September, and I have my baby, and apparently my maternity leave was never approved. So I'm yet to get paid, and I'm yet to figure something out as far as who's gonna approve my maternity leave. So very frustrated with my job. Like always, you work for billion-dollar companies, super rich companies, powerful companies that basically don't give a shit about you. So now, my bank account is zeroed out. My daughter's dad, he tries his best. He works overtime every day and then goes and does Uber Eats just so we can have enough to cover rent and bills, at least at his place. And I'm staying here, so we're able to have a more comfortable living situation in the meantime while we try to figure out what we're going to do and when I can get paid, because at this point, who knows if they're going to approve my maternity leave, even though I just had a freaking baby. But anyway, so as I'm sitting here and I find myself thinking about a lot, I started this channel, I don't even know, maybe like a year or two ago, I don't know. But I think a lot of people have found themselves or have thought about it, of ways to make money, because there's so many places now that aren't open where you can't go work. And then you find yourself like me, where you work for a company that basically gives two shits about you. That when you're working for them, they expect you to go above and beyond and, be a yes man. And I have found myself working for this company 7 days a week, open to close, by my damn self for half a year, hired, trained, tried to maintain sales as much as I could on my own or with minimal staffing. And to be treated like this. And it's not just about the material. I mean, it's more serious now because it's like, fuck, I have kids to feed and I have no money. Who's gonna hand me money? No one. Where can I work? Nowhere, because I'm on freaking maternity leave. I have a 1-month-old and a 5-year-old that's on freaking learning. So I decided, fuck this company. You know, you bend over backwards for them to just, you know, I lost many of my staff, ventured out to other jobs, and that's totally fine. You know, you want to make sure that the people that work for you, if there is a better opportunity for them, you don't want to hold that. You don't want to be that obstacle for them to improve themselves. So yeah, I found myself on my own with this obstacle, with patience and sales to maintain, and no one in, you know, within the managers that are in the city, we helped each other out. But as far as the higher up, not a single drop of help. And at that point, I had decided, you know, fuck this. You're gonna wear me out and I'm gonna lose my sanity. No. Come COVID season, there was so many issues with that and this company about not taking it serious. And I tried to be as honest as possible for myself and my staff because I cared about my people and I wanted to make sure that everyone was okay. But I ended up getting sick myself. Now they only pay you 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Because apparently you're only sick for 2 weeks. You can only be sick for 2 weeks with COVID, according to them. Then they came up with another policy where I think you got paid 2 more weeks or another week. I don't know. But turns out I didn't qualify for that. Now, I was sick for about 6 weeks and I only got paid for 2. That means I was 4 weeks with no pay. I had to take out money from my 401 because guess what? I have to eat, I have to feed my daughter, I'm pregnant, you know, bills, all of that. Then I go back to work. And at this point, I'm just like, you know what? I'm pregnant. I'm just going to get my store ready for whoever's going to take it over. Make sure things are ready to go for me to go on maternity leave because I don't want to stress about the store. I don't want to stress about work, nothing like that. So I get everything ready. Now, come September, I call my HR department and I try to figure out what to do as far as maternity leave. It turns out they don't have maternity leave. They have something called just a leave of absence, which you have to start a claim and then they have to approve, and then you're granted short-term disability, where you get 50% of your check, 180 days off. Yeah. So that's what I started in September. And I let them know, you know, things weren't going smoothly with the pregnancy. So, you know, the date that I was giving as my final work day was the date that I wanted to reach. but things weren't pointing that way. So if anything changed, I would let them know. Now, October 23rd, I ended up going to the hospital because I wasn't feeling well and I had gotten really, really swollen. So I went to the hospital. They checked me for preeclampsia. I've had signs of preeclampsia earlier on. So having this again, they wanted to check. Everything was somewhat okay. Nothing too alarming yet. And they put me on bed rest. They put me on bed rest with gestational hypertension. So it's not preeclampsia, but it's still high blood pressure. So they put me on bed rest. I went back home. That was a Saturday. No, that was Friday night. So the next day was Saturday. Obviously, they're not going to be working. Come Sunday, Monday, I call them and let them know, hey, I was put on bed rest, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's put into the notes and it's notified for whoever's in charge of my case that there has to be a change on the final work day. Now, the person that I spoke to said, because I was put on bed rest, the note said that I would be on bed rest until my following doctor's appointment, which was November 11th, with my actual doctor. So come, and I told her, and she's like, okay, well, come that day. We can't start your pain now because it's only temporarily, it's not a final thing. But come that day, let us know what happens, and then, we can figure it out. I said, okay, fine. So come November 11th, I go to my doctor's appointment, and I get sent to the hospital where I'm admitted, diagnosed with preeclampsia, and started my induction. So that was a Wednesday. My daughter wasn't born until Friday. I'm not home, so I don't have any of the information to call HR. This was a sudden thing. So, yeah. So I get out, she's born Friday. We're there until Sunday. And I'm just, that first week home, not much sleep. So that first week back home, basically I'm going back and forth from the doctor. I have to check my blood pressures. My newborn baby starts turning yellow. We have a COVID scare because my boyfriend is diagnosed with COVID. I have a newborn child. We're all freaking out. So basically every day after that, I have been going to the doctor on my own because he can't come out. I don't have much help here. My parents. And yeah. So I don't have time to call. I'm not thinking about calling. But the second week, I'm like, okay, we're taking a break. I don't have to be at the doctor so many times. And I call them and I let them know, hey, I had my daughter. We need to make sure that the maternity leave I get back paid for 7 days after the 23rd because we don't get paid for the first 7 days. And they're like, okay, we'll take a note, we'll notify you're the person that's in charge of your case. And that's that. And then they asked me to send paperwork. I send the paperwork. And then they tell me that it hasn't been approved. Oh no, so then I call the following week and I speak to them. I'm like, hey, what's the update? I need to know what's going on. I'm out of money. So they're like, there's no activity. we'll notify whoever's in charge. We'll try to reach out to them. She's not available. She's never available. And they let me know that my maternity leave has not been approved yet. So I'm like, okay. I call another week. And still nothing. No activity. Nothing. So I let them know. I'm like, hey, I have about $2 in my bank account. And I have 2 kids to feed. I have rent to pay, bills to pay. You guys have a week to figure it out. If not, I'm taking legal actions against you guys. And you can take a note of that too. So this is where I'm at. I find myself with this tool. You know, I upgraded my phone into a iPhone because it's better, it's easier for YouTube, the quality, whatever. Everyone's talking about it. Never had an iPhone, never liked them, but I'm using it. So I've decided, fuck the company I work for, fuck my job. And I'm just really gonna take this tool and this platform that I started myself, and try my best to make a living off of it. I hope that what I choose to put on this channel helps people. And if you watch it and you like it, thank you. If you watch it and you don't like it, sorry. This is really gonna be an experience for sure, with a newborn and my 5-year-old and very little income coming in, where I find myself living in a way where I never lived before, because I have always made sure that I had money to live comfortably, to be able to give my daughter what she wanted when we would go to the stores or anywhere really where I can take her out and not worry about, okay, don't ask for this because I don't have money. Like, I find myself having to be like, we're gonna eat eggs and rice because that's all we can afford. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because I love eggs and rice and beans. But it's hard when you have kids where they don't understand that. So I hope that I'm able to use this and make something positive out of this and provide a better life for my kids, because that's what matters. That being said, thank you for watching me vent. Thank you for watching this, and I hope that I hope I do good. Support from everyone, and I just hope everyone else is also having the best life that they can. That if you find yourself in hard times, just know you're not the only one. We all know that. But I don't know. I have this channel here, and if you want to use the comment section to communicate with me, I'll try to be the best support that I can, and I'll let you guys know how I'm dealing with everything. I'm just figuring it out with COVID. I support you guys, and I hope you guys can support me in this new way of trying to make a living. Peace.